Hi everyone, here is take 2. Sorry that the first video for this lesson did not work. Hopefully this one goes a little smoother. Alright, so still Wednesday, March 18th. This is the video lesson for 153. Here is our warm-up. It can be found on page 193. Basically, look at the chart and let's answer the questions. As I've kind of been doing for the stats unit, you'll basically find the answers on the next slide. So here you go. This is just, how I would answer the questions. Here is my work. Again, if I am scrolling too quickly, remember, this is a video and you can pause it at any time or rewind. If you look at part 4 to this warm-up problem, here are just maybe a few ways you could answer it. This really is not a random sample because, for instance, we're not taking into consideration maybe some people that did, Uber drive, like now they're getting their food to go. Or what about people that are in a rush, like me, someone who has 2 kids, and if they're distracted, then I probably don't have time to complete the survey. So just some things you want to kind of think about throughout this unit 1. What are some things we could question? Here is our learning target. So hopefully by the end of the video, you guys will feel comfortable evaluating and questioning the results of an experiment, a survey, or even observational study. So on Friday last week, I gave you guys some handouts. This should have been one of them. It is just a vocab handout. If you by chance didn't get the handouts from last week Friday, no big deal. Remember, this is in our Google folder. You could reference back to this anytime, or just jot down some notes in your workbook. Okay, moving on. So here you go. Okay, example 1 can be found on page 195. And here are the questions that go with example 1. And here are some of the ways that I responded. Honestly, what you see typed up is kind of how I would respond or how some of my students from previous years have responded. In case you don't know what vinyl flooring is, that always comes up. It's basically plastic flooring that sticks on like a sticker. A lot of people in older homes would use it in the laundry room so that if your washing machine flooded, the floors wouldn't get damaged compared to wooden floors. All right, moving on. So example 2, president of a university sends out an online survey, wants some feedback. How might the results of the survey be biased? So, sometimes with it being online, how do we really know if the university's president really cannot identify the person who is taking the survey. Is it really anonymous? What about the respondents? How honest are they with their responses? Other factors, typically online surveys have a lower expected return rate than other forms of surveys. Maybe there's an underrepresentation of the population when this survey is conducted. Did the professors from the math department respond in an equal amount as the English department or science or arts department? So are each of the different populations being represented? Also, faculty members might respond to the survey depending on if they have friends in other departments. For instance, I might have a friend in the English department and I might respond to the survey in a different manner, knowing that my response might help the English department or my friend. So that might kind of skew the results of the survey. And ultimately, this survey is being conducted by the university's president. Faculty members might respond to the survey differently, just fearing, if we respond to the survey in a negative manner, will that cost our job? Will there be any type of consequence or retaliation? So that also might kind of skew the results from the survey. All right, sorry, just adjusting the screen. All right, so here's example 3. It can be found on page 196. You can, of course, read the problem. Here are some potential issues. What are some external factors? So this problem just kind of goes back to, okay, there were less incidences reported. Just a second. So sorry about that little interruption. My 5-year-old son Nathan phoned me. And let's just continue. The perks of working at home. Anyways, so I was just basically stating that, this claim states that there were fewer incidences reported, but we want to question, why is that? Is it because the student enrollment was low? Is it because of the time of year the data was recorded? Like, was the data recorded over spring break, or was it recorded during a very busy time in the school year, such as final exams? Did the officers that recorded the data, were they truthful and honest and record every single incident? Or did they alter some of the results just to make themselves look better? Were the students intimidated by the officers that they had to report to? So just a lot of things we want to kind of question. Okay, in example 4, which is on page 196, basically you guys are given these 4 statements or questions, and we want to basically determine whether or not they might be biased in any way. So question A, you can of course read it, but the fact that it says giving America's greatest tradition, that can create a bias. The term great is not neutral. Question B, here it is again. Question B, pretty unbiased, very straightforward. Here's question C. Question C states that there has been an increase. So the term increase might kind of create some biases. And lastly, with question D, it's not really biased by any means, but you really can't just answer it with a simple yes or no response. It has a few components to this. Should restaurants be required to include ingredients and calorie counts on their menus for food items or just for beverage items or for both or neither? So the way someone might the way someone might respond to such a question could maybe lead to some biases. But ultimately, is the way question D phrased biased in any way? No, it's not. All right, so here's kind of the assignment. Um, Sorry about that. So here's the assignment I would like you guys to do. Again, this is just to kind of help you comprehend the lesson a little bit better. Maybe go to cnn.com if you have the time and look at a headline or article and question it. Based on kind of what's going on right now, this seems like a great and appropriate assignment. How is data being collected? What questions do you have? What was the population or the sample that was being looked at? Are there any biases that might occur? What questions do you have? Remember, in this unit, you are the researcher. Also, if you can, basically page 199 and 200, the following problems are really good. 1 through 6, 9 and 10. So basically skip 7 and 8. Those aren't really relevant to what we're trying to accomplish. I'll kind of show you the problems in case you don't have your workbook. So again, like I said, skip 7 and 8. And then here's just some of my work and responses to the following problems. All right, last page. Here you go. And again, you guys, I cannot thank you enough for your patience with all of this. It looks like this particular video is a little bit over 13 minutes. As always, if you have any issues or questions, feel free to email me. And I hope by the end of this video you feel comfortable evaluating and questioning the results of an experiment, survey, or observational study. All right, be good to each other and take care.